guys, welcome to Commercial Break. My name is Rebecca Michael, and you are watching the Stream.tv, and Mike Beatrice is in the chat with you guys tonight, chatting you up. Hey,
Thank
Mike.
you, Rebecca. My name is Mike Beatrice. Mike just once, not Mike.
Mike.
Very excited to be here at the Commercial Break Mission Control, manning the chatosphere, looking at all your real-time comments and questions. Keep them coming. Rebecca, what's in store for us today?
Well, this guest tonight, let me tell you, she makes moves on the first date. She's got a Pegasus tattoo. She even pranks her boss. This girl is crazy. She breaks expectations. Stuffed crust pizza was made for people like her.
Oh boy.
Let me tell you. Stuffed crust pizza was made for people like Robyn Buck. Welcome to Commercial Break, Robyn. I'm toasting my pizza to you.
You guys, you gotta eat the crust first.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Allison does.
That's true. She does do that. She flips it around.
Because she's breaking expectations. See how they do that?
That's very good. Love it. Robyn, as I have a mouthful of food, as a host on television, you were the star of the World Series besides the Red Sox. Your commercial aired so much, and it had just been released. What does this feel like for you to be in such a famous spot? I mean, it's huge.
It was crazy. We shot on on Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and then it aired that Saturday during the World Series. So
They had some serious editors working on that.
Serious editors. I was completely surprised. I had no idea that was going to happen. It's been a lot of fun. Apparently, I should invest in some glasses. As I've been told. A lot of people on
it's
Twitter.
a good look for you. It's
I
very
should be
sexy.
wearing glasses more often. A lot of fun kind of fan interaction. I never really did the Twitter sphere so much before, and now I'm trying to get a little more involved. And there's been like that "Who's That Hot Ad Girl" thing.
You're famous on Who's That Hot Ad Girl.
Crazy.
We love that.
And then this guy, like one example is this guy Game Over Greggy. He was posting about Allison, and then there's been fans that have kind of been advocates for me, saying that's at Buck Robyn. She's blah blah blah. Like Jason, I think
so
Jason
cool.
D was one of the Twitter names who did a little shout out for me. So.
Oh, that's awesome. And were your friends blowing up your phone like, hey, I just saw you during the World Series? That's so crazy.
And I was completely confused.
That must feel really good, though.
It was a lot of
like
fun.
exciting.
Yeah.
Mike, I can't imagine any reason why you would watch the World Series this year. I mean,
Absolutely none, Rebecca. No reason whatsoever. I will tell you, I remember this ad airing a bunch during the World Series because this was probably the first Red Sox World Series I was lucid for. So I retained all of it. So that was a good sign. All of our chat stars love the ad. They, of course, saw it. And we have a great question from 51st Shade of Grey. Robyn, are you secretly mischievous like your character in this commercial?
I'd say to a degree, certainly. Yeah.
yeah. That's probably why you booked the spot. You went in there all cheeky and sneaky.
Yeah, I mean, actually, like the initial kind of rounds of the auditions were mostly kind of improv personality based. So
Yeah.
I'd say it has to be in there just a little bit.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Now, you also were in a memorable Trojan spot about a couple
This is
who
true.
just can't keep their hands off of each other.
They can't.
I mean, do you laugh when you go into a spot like this, though? This is pretty funny. Like, your agent calls, hey, Trojan Condoms wants you to audition. I mean, like, what's that like for you?
Well, those guys, that was actually a lot of fun. It's
Yeah.
kind of like, those ads are kind of like speed dating rounds,
Yeah.
especially in the callback portion. So Jordan James Smith is the handsome actor that I am paired with for that, and he was a lot of fun. They flew us to New York.
Oh, fun.
So that was a blast. Also, my first job ever was for MTV doing a promo where I played a girl in a sex ed class who thought she might have caught MTV, like an STD. So things have really just come full circle for me.
I mean, so this was meant to be for you.
Yeah.
Mike, do they have a question on the Trojan ad? I'm sure.
Can I
they've
just
got
tell
something
you
to
that
say.
like 99% of the questions we're getting from the chat stars have to be redacted? It's like the whole feed's gone black lined
I
out.
don't know why you would say that.
I don't know. We do have one question I can read. This is from Eve Was Innocent, wondering, Robyn, do your friends rib you for being in the Trojan spot?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of teasing, but
It's
good-natured teasing. Lots of like, people that I know less. Like I just went to a recent high school reunion, and some of the guys
fun.
I didn't know as well, maybe in high school, as they had a little more to drink, came up and were like, "So did you get an unlimited supply of?"
Do you get an unlimited supply?
Yeah, guys.
You
I got
do,
unlimited
really?
supply.
And do you get an unlimited supply of pizza?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am going out for pizza tomorrow. I'd like to have that. Okay, so you play an office girl who goes into a dream sequence in an Oscar Meyer sandwich spot. And in your dream sequence is a vampire who shows up. Tell the audience about the premise of this overall ad campaign, because it's really funny.
Yeah, it's another kind of lusty, once again. I'm lusting after...
I'm seeing a pattern here.
I'm seeing a pattern. I'm lusting after deli meats and a vampire who's someone who I work with in my office. It's kind of, I think it's like 5 or 6 of us working in an office on our lunch break, all fantasizing about the same guy who's getting out a tray of meats. It's the director of that is Stephen Tushita, who has done like Community and the Amy Schumer project, I think.
Yeah,
maybe.
okay, it makes
so
sense.
So it's kind of
The
that
theme,
vein of humor is fantastic. So it was a lot of fun to do. I'm basically having a fantasy about him as he's preparing a sandwich.
Yeah, and there's several different bits on this, guys, so you can check it out online through Oscar Meyer's page on YouTube. And Mike, I don't think you'd ever share a sandwich with a vampire, would you? I mean, you don't strike me as that kind of guy. But
Maybe some blood sausage. See what I did there? See what I did on the
yeah,
front?
we saw that. We got that.
Once again, the chat stars, they're chiming in. They do like this ad. They love the campaign. And we have a question from Junebug, who says, Oscar Meyer has done so many commercials over the years. Is it a badge of honor as a commercial actress to be in an Oscar Meyer spot?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it's
Definitely,
been
why
around
not?
forever. Big name. Mm-hmm. And did you get free sandwich meat? That's what we're coming to your house. Did you?
No, I thought you were going to make another wiener joke.
No, we
So I was
weren't going to
waiting
make
for
you
that.
wiener. We were not going to.
Okay.
They didn't give you cold cuts for the rest of
No,
your. Oh
no.
man, I was hoping for some bologna.
I know. Sorry.
So you've done a lot of films. You're kind of an indie film chick. I've done my research.
As of late.
Yeah, you've been booking left and right, and we'll get to all those. But you were the lead in an amazing indie film called Hard Sun.
Yes.
Where you're the main caretaker of a challenged brother. I don't really know because I haven't seen the movie what's exactly wrong with him. But tell us about this film and your character.
It is, Hard Sun. It's centers around Ruth and Riley Prost. I play Ruth Prost. She's taking care of her brother Riley, who has Fragile X syndrome. It's a intellectual disability that's genetic that he was born with, and I basically take care of him. I'm taking care of my grandfather as well, who's sort of a guardian, but really you kind of learn that I'm kind of the head of that ship, and kind of pressures from outside, growing up, kind of getting to that age where she wants to leave town and figure out her life, and a love interest comes into play, played by Ben Begley. The guy who plays my brother, John Bain, is fantastic in it. And yeah, I'm just really grateful to Canyon Prince, who's the director of the project, for giving me this role. It was fantastic
you look
experience.
spectacular in the trailer. And is it going to be going out into festivals? What's the game plan?
Yeah, submitting right now.
Okay,
Right
yeah,
now.
I think it's going to do really well. You can tell it's great already. So it looks so interesting.
Yeah, everything becomes kind of a powder keg. So.
Yeah, definitely. So Mike, do we have questions on Hard Sun?
We do, and I'll tell you, the chat stars are looking it up on IMDb and the interweb,
Yeah.
so that right away, that's good. Film Fan 24 wants to know how an indie film like this comes to be.
Oh, goodness. I think that's more of a question for the producers, Two Guys in a Film. You could find them on the interwebs. They have a Twitter handle, actually, where they answer all kinds of questions like that. For me, actually, though, from an acting perspective, I got involved through a commercial casting director.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he called me in based into callbacks for the indie film, having known me from auditioning for commercials. So that can happen.
Oh, that's
sometimes.
amazing how that world interconnected you. And these guys are making great movies, everyone, so please check out their website and look into them more, because she's been doing some films with them and they're really impressive. You've done some music videos, and I know you've done some interesting ones. And your first one was with Jessica Simpson, the fashion icon. What was that like for you?
She makes great shoes. I like her.
You were young when you did that one. You started out,
Yes. I was still a teenager. I'm 72 now. I just use a lot of serum, you guys. No, this was one of my early on jobs. It's kind of one of the. I'm surprised you were even able to find this credit. But
This is so funny.
you probably. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep this short. I it was during their peak of Newlyweds
Yeah.
fame, you know, when Nick and Jessica were still together during the golden years.
Yes, the golden
And
years.
so I was a big fan. I was really excited. I just had a modeling agent at this point, and they'd booked me. I'd auditioned for the part, had to kiss someone at the audition because it was to play kind of an innocent girl that gets
Yeah.
kissed. And basically 10 hours into shooting, right before I was about to film my kind of vignette, Jessica had filmed all her stuff and left, and she was very nice, I should
Yeah,
say.
cool.
I got switched out for an extra who hadn't been through wardrobe. We'll say she was a sexier type, if you will.
Yeah, I know
And
those types.
There was a lot of drama, not on set, I was holding it in, but drama in my car on the way home. I was very melodramatic.
So
bawling
it was
and
like a
all
weird
kinds of-
Hollywood experience.
It was one of those learning experiences.
It was,
yes.
but there was a silver lining to this, folks, because you know this happens to actors. They get in these situations sometimes where things don't always work out. But then she ended up getting featured in an Avril Lavigne video, and
Where I'm crying again.
Yeah, you're
guys.
crying again, and
I just cried all the way to the Avril Lavigne.
but
set.
Avril helps you heal because
She
she
did.
mends broken hearts in the video.
She did.
And you're a pretty big part at the end. Like you're one of the last featured characters, and it's really sweet. She comes up to you, and what was it like working with her?
She was really nice.
Yeah, she
was
seems
really
like she
nice.
would be.
Yeah, very sweet, and I mean, she's so young, and she's a great writer. She writes for all kinds of other artists too.
I know
like
she
Kelly
does. She
Clarkson
writes
and
beautiful
stuff.
music. Like she's
Yeah.
written for Kelly Clarkson and other people.
Good songwriter.
Yeah, very good. Mike, you were in a Madonna video, weren't you?
Yes, Rebecca, I was the inspiration for Like a Virgin, except originally it was going to be titled Exactly a Virgin.
But I thought that
know
you
almost about
were.
it.
I thought that you were Vogue.
Yeah, that's
You
what
were the
happened.
Vogue guy doing the Vogue
I will tell you, I
dance.
was in a Richard Marx video once, and I
Were
never
you
got to
really?
meet Richard Marx. But I do follow him on Twitter.
Hey, listen,
my
Richard
brush with
Marx is a
greatness.
prolific songwriter.
We have a video question, actually. We have Video Kill, the radio star, wants to know, is there a big difference between being on the set of a music video as opposed to a commercial or a feature?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the music videos generally all about that artist, and you're kind of just doing what you can to move along the storyline based on whatever your role is.
Right.
With a commercial, it's all about a product, so there's a lot more on the production end focused on making everything looks perfect and perfectly cheesy, like in the Pizza Hut spot, for
Yeah,
example.
like a million pieces of pizza they
yes,
hand you over and
yes.
over with cheese dripping off of it.
Yeah, and there's much more of a focus on kind of keeping that blocking friendly.
Yeah.
And then in a film, you know, I think that's certainly where it's at artistically for an actor. You get to do. I've
Absolutely.
gotten to do a lot of fun stuff in commercials, though.
Right.
You kind of see, like in my commercial work, I've gotten to do a lot of fun comedy bits, and lately the indie films have been a little more serious. But
Yeah, and in commercials, you have to bring it in 30 seconds. Like you
Yes.
gotta, you know,
Yeah.
it's a skill. It's an acting
Oh,
skill.
yeah, yeah,
People
they're
think,
both
oh,
fun.
it's so easy. It's a skill. I mean, there's something to it more than what people would know.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mike, a couple more questions for Robyn.
Yeah, Robyn, we have a great one. You've lived in a bunch of places, and this is a question from aspiring superstar who wants to
boy.
know, do you have any tips for aspiring commercial actors that live in other cities or other countries?
Oh man, I would say develop your skills in whatever smaller market you're
Yeah.
in, you know, through theater, through improv, whatever direction it is you want to go in the industry. And then when you feel like you have a little bit of a reel maybe or a resume, then make the move, you know, make that investment.
I think
and
that's
just get
great
here
advice.
And just
That-
do it.
That's great advice. Thank you for that. And Mike, one more question for Robyn.
One more question. When you finally do get to audition and book a gig, do you have any secret tips that maybe other people don't do to book the gig? Little insider information.
Yeah, like do you wear specific colors? Do you dress a certain way? Some people we've had here,
I do this.
do you mess your
before
hair
I
up
go
for
in.
Yeah.
I used to do that in elementary school because I wanted to be Kelly Kapowski and say that at all. What do I do?
No, because some people do. Like I know we've had some girls that like when they go out for certain commercials, they literally go in disheveled, or they yeah.
No, you know, I think it varies. I think the most important thing is to kind of just be relaxed within your own personality in the room. 'Cause
Yeah.
that tends to be, at least commercially, what you'll book
Yeah.
the most easily. And kind of to try to be still and hear the direction. Just be listening.
Be listening. Yeah, awesome. Well, great. Well, thank you so much, guys. It's time for Jingle Jingle.
Oh boy.
Okay, so people remember jingles more than they remember their first trip to Disney World. And Robyn, what was your favorite jingle growing up or in your life?
Oh man, when you asked me this, I thought of initially the "What would you do for a Klondike bar?" But I don't even remember what the ads were. The ads I do remember really well, the Mentos ads, but I don't know if I know that song as well.
I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know if they have a song, but their ads are crazy.
Like the girl who she was going down the red carpet and her dress rips and then she's like, "Oh, the Mentos," and now it's a mini skirt, and it's like before Whitney and Mariah did that at the VMAs. Remember that?
Oh
They had
yeah,
that,
that's
like,
right. I
The
remember
Mentos
that.
girl started that trend. That's
the
where they got
Mentos
that.
girl,
Yeah.
Mentos commercials. We could do like a whole episode on how cheesy and awesome those commercials are. Great. Now it's time for selling out.
All right, chat stars, this is my favorite part of the show. This is where we get 5 adjectives from you. And then we give those words to our guest, Robyn. And then Robyn uses said words to sell a mystery product. Rebecca, what is today's mystery product?
Today's product is a clarinet. I think it's a clarinet
You're
or a
right. I
piccolo
almost thought
or
it was a
something.
flute.
Yeah,
I should
thought it
know.
was a
You're right.
flute,
It's
too.
a clarinet. I'm glad you told me.
Mike, what are the words?
It's some kind of wind, possibly wood instrument. We'll get it
Yeah.
that narrow.
Okay.
The words from the chat stars today, we have bold, cheesy, effervescent, satisfying, and desperate. Good luck, Robyn.
Oh,
Whenever
boy.
you're ready.
All right. Okay, guys. Feeling desperate for friends, headed to band camp this summer. Your old, not so satisfying clarinet just isn't cutting it. Try this extra bold neon clarinet. It has effervescent notes. They're not at all cheesy. You'll be number one clarinet player in the band.
Awesome. She wins the clarinet, folks, because she got all the words. That is your prize from commercial break. So, Robyn, before you leave us, tell us what's coming up for you. I know you have other projects.
Oh yeah, I'm also in a horror film called Run Like Hell that's finishing up post right now.
Yeah.
I do a lot of running, like hell in it. It's pretty exciting. I'm also in Somewhere Beautiful. I just finished doing ADR for that with Albert Cadaglian's the director of that. We shot it on 35 millimeter, so it looks gorgeous.
Oh, amazing.
And he's like a big commercial director too. He's won like a Clio or something.
Oh, that's so
along
cool.
those lines, which is crazy. And then I also just shot a spot this week. I can say that it's for Discovery.
Okay.
And then the details on that I'll just put on
I'll
my
be DVRing
Facebook
my
when it's-
Discovery Channel looking for you.
Yeah.
And your social media, your Twitter?
Twitter is @BuckRobyn, as well as my Instagram. And then Facebook, I believe the page we just made, by we I mean me, last night, like really last minute. But, but it has more photos and fun stuff and clips and trailers and stuff. www.facebook.com/BuckRobyn1, the number 1.
Okay, cool.
That's the way you
I'm
find
sure
it.
if they search under there, they can find you
Yeah,
too.
it's, yeah.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We loved having you here on Commercial Break.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And for more Commercial Break, subscribe now.